Hello, my lovelies. It is spooky season. Woo! And it is autumn. So, you know what that means? It means spooky reads. I haven't actually got any autumnal reads. I only have spooky reads. And these are the three that I think that I will be including in today's video. I might not get through all three. I have quite a busy schedule coming up, so I might only get to the first two, or I'll probably only get to two, but these are three that I have anticipated for this vlog. I'm going to start with Hidden Pictures because this one intrigues me the most, and there are pictures. So, because there are pictures, we have to read that first. Let's get cracking into the first spooky read. Hello, my lovelies. I am back. You will have to just excuse the state of me. I've got no makeup on because it is the evening, as you can tell. So I'm makeup free. I look a bit atrocious, but we're going to move past it. I have finished my first book in this reading vlog, Hidden Pictures. I literally spent the entirety of this late afternoon binging this. The only time I got up was to have a coffee. I literally got up, made a coffee, and brought it back just to read again. I couldn't put it down. I could not put it down. So I'm going to share my review because I actually really enjoyed this. I'm not surprised. I love horror films and I love anything to do with ghosts. So I think you can kind of assume from that I would like this. So my review, I gave this a 4.5 star. I loved Hidden Pictures. I will have to start off by saying that those child drawings definitely made me giggle a few times. They were such an interesting and effective addition to the story. Furthermore, I loved the plot twists. A few did have my jaw on the floor and I was incredibly hooked from start to finish. Like I said, I couldn't put it down. And there were times where I was just sat like, oh my god. Like, wow, okay, was not expecting that. I really liked how Teddy was portrayed throughout this story. I thought Rekulak did an amazing job at creating such a realistic child compared to some other books I've read with children involved. I do apologise if I have just butchered his name. I think it's Jason Rekulak. I'm so sorry. I do apologise. I'm awful with authors' names. Despite some characters being the villains, I actually really liked every single character because they all had depth, and I guess you could say that they all kind of like played their part well, if that makes sense. Like every character just kind of, they did what they were meant to do. Like the villains were villains and there was like, everyone just kind of played their part well. I don't know how to explain it, but I thought it was really, really good. The only negative thing I would say is that around the middle of the book, the plot did get a little bit repetitive because we were following a babysitter. It was sort of like her going about her day quite a bit as well before it got to the part where Teddy would have his quiet time. Overall, Hidden Pictures is definitely a different style of book compared to what I usually read, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought the concept was very unique and incredibly enjoyable to read. So yeah, I loved it. I thought the pictures were very amusing and I thought they added so much to the story. Yeah, they were very effective. I think without the pictures, it probably wouldn't have been as good because they really helped you imagine what they were going through when the images just kept like happening. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this. I think this was a perfect time to read it. I really do. And I love ghost stories. So I think that's probably why as well. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. I think it's definitely worth a read. Couldn't put it down. And I thought each character was just so likable, but only in the sense that they do what they're supposed to do. You know? I hope you get what I mean. Because I don't think I'm really putting that out very well. I'm going to hand this to my mum because she's looking for another read at the moment and I think she would love this. So I'm going to lend this to my mum and I'm going to start The Housemaid, I think, next. Yeah, this is my next read. Everyone has read this. I feel very left out and there is a film coming in December. So I have to read it before the film. And it's really short and it's Freida McFadden. And I feel like this is her most popular book. So this is going to be my next read. Anyway, let's jump to it. Let's jump to future Layla reading, shall we? Hello, I have just finished The Housemaid. I actually really enjoyed this. I thought it was really quick paced. I think there's one thing I will say before I read my review. I don't think it leads up to the hype that it gets. Like, I think the hype that it gets might be a little overhyped, but I think if I put my words correctly, this was really hyped up when Freida McFadden first created these sort of plot points and plot twists. How do I put my words? I don't think this should have been as hyped as much as it should have been, but when it was hyped, it was when Freida McFadden didn't do these plot twists or whatever. So I think that's why I think that now, because I've read so many of her other books and I guessed the plot twist from the second chapter. Like, I genuinely already knew exactly what was going to happen, exactly how it was going to pan out from the second chapter. So I'm going to read my review because I actually did really enjoy it, without all being said. The Housemaid, I gave this a 4-star. Finally got around to reading Freida McFadden's most popular book, The Housemaid. I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was incredibly quick, gripping, and tense. However, knowing Freida McFadden's plot twists by now, I guessed the twist from the first few chapters, but that didn't stop the twist from being any less intriguing and gripping. So I still really enjoyed the twist, despite the fact that I saw it coming. It was just like the explanations afterwards, I think, that was really interesting, and then how they dealt with the plot twist. I loved the plot. I thought it was unique, and the prose was really well written. I will say I wasn't a huge fan of the characters. I did think that they were a little dense and a tad bit hollow. I'm so sorry, but I do. But overall, it was definitely an intense and enjoyable read that I will definitely stick in my mind for a long time. So yeah, like I said, this is definitely a book that will stick in my mind for a while because it was a really unique plot, in my opinion. I haven't read anything like this. Obviously, there are other books like this, but I haven't. And I think that was what was really enjoyable for me. The characters. I don't know how to put this because I did like the characters, but I just think they were a little dense and a bit hollow. Like, I don't think there was much to them, if that makes sense. I know that they do explain a lot and they go into like different POVs, but I don't know, for me it still felt a bit hollow and I didn't like that. I didn't enjoy that. And I thought that the kid, there was no true explanation with the kid. Like, was she meant to be like that? Was she not meant to be like that? There are some things that I still kind of want a little bit answered. I'm not too sure. I will admit the ending, I mean, most people have read this by now, but I won't spoil it just in case anyone hasn't. I do recommend it. I do recommend reading it. It is really good. But the ending did satisfy me. It did. It satisfied me like crazy. I was so pleased when she did that. But you can tell that obviously there's what, like 3 more books after this? There's The Housemaid's Secret, The Housemaid's Wedding or something. I think there's like 3 after this, and you can tell because at the end of it, it doesn't leave it ambiguous or like questioning anything. It just sort of leaves it with an open ending. So I think I like that. I don't think I'll be reading any more. I don't know what the film will entail. That is why I'm reading this, by the way. If you couldn't tell, it's spooky season, so I wanted to get through some spooky books within this reading vlog, and this is one that is coming out in December, if I'm correct. So I'd like to read this before the film comes out. I don't know if the film includes all 4 books. I don't know how many there are, but I will not be reading them because I think I'm quite happy with just sticking with this one. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. I gave it a 4-star. I just don't think it was worth the hype it got, but I think the hype that it got was back in the day when this wasn't quite a thing that people then did over and over afterwards. So yeah, I think that was really good. So I have read 2 books so far. What have I read? Hidden Pictures and The Housemaid. I was meant to get to Do Not Disturb, but I do not have any time as this needs to go up ASAP. So I think I'm just going to leave it there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I loved reading these books. I thought they were really great books. We didn't get any 3 stars, and perfect timing because it's spooky season and it's cozy and I loved it. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give this a big thumbs up. That would be really, really helpful. And do subscribe if you want to see any more bookish videos in the future. And all my socials are linked down below. I've got my Instagram, my Fable, and my Goodreads. So when you have any time, do go check those out because I also post my reviews on there as well and many bookish things. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me for another video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!